Welcome to this episode of Awaken the Possibilities. Welcome, everyone, to the show that helps entrepreneurs, career professionals, and those who want to get there to grow from the inside out. Today, we have a magnificent show with a person called Brian Kelly, and this individual is going to share a lot about transitioning, listening to intuition, and going to that place where when you listen, magic begins to happen. Brian, let me tell you a little bit about Brian. Sorry, I got to put the glasses on, folks. You know how it works. Brian is a professional speaker, business automation expert. It's going to be fun to hear what that's all about. International best-selling co-author and founder of Reach Your Peak, the entrepreneur training company. How exciting, Brian. Brian helps entrepreneurs and busy business professionals to achieve peak performance through mind, body, and business. He hosts a weekly interview-style live show called the Mind Body Business Show, of which I will be on May 21st. I'm so happy that that's happening. And it streams live to 7 platforms and then distributes the show to 25 podcast platforms, along with Roku and Amazon Fire TV. He also holds his signature 2-day live event called the Reach Your Peak Summit several times a year in various locations in Southern California. He's a former certified personal trainer, and he now combines his knowledge of physical and mental fitness along with business fitness, giving entrepreneurs and business owners everything they need to succeed in both their personal and professional lives. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Thank you so much, Terry. How are you doing today?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Love it.
So, Brian, we connected on Facebook. It was a lot of fun, actually, because you reached out and friended me, and I'm wondering, who is this guy? And we started on this chat. Next thing I know, we're on each other's shows. Isn't that a brilliant way to meet people, quality people, that you want to represent you and you want to have on your podcast that can really make a difference for people and their lives, is it not?
Absolutely. I mean, social media is amazing. If used properly, it can be very powerful, very powerful.
It truly, truly can. And this is an example of that. So, Brian, I'm curious. You were a physical fitness trainer. I find that to be extraordinary. How did you shift from being a physical fitness trainer into what you do now?
Wow, it's a long story, and I will do my best to be brief. But I was in the fitness industry for over 7 years, doing personal training, and it was all online based. I utilized NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and that was kind of a difference maker, big time, to help them shift their mind so that they would finish the race, because it all starts with the mind. That was the first realization, that it's not all about your physical being. It all starts with your mind. And then just over time, I had a number of friends reach out, colleagues, my wife, in a closed moment of time. It was like it was less than a month period. I was getting these, what I'd called signs, messages coming in. And I remember one, there's 2 that I would like to bring up. One was my wife, who said, every time you start anything new, small or large, you automate the holy bejeebers out of it. And I thought, wow, she's right. And then another very dear friend of mine gave me the greatest advice. His name is Roz Slaughter. He's a fitness professional, has 2, to my knowledge, he has 2 locations now in New York and Florida. And he just wanted to chat. And he said, Brian, tell me what's going on. He just wanted to chat, just regular chat. And in the course of the conversation, I talked about the fitness business, and I talked about automation. And he says, Brian, I got to be truthful with you. What I heard you, when you started talking about fitness, I didn't feel the passion. When you started talking about automation, that's where you got excited. And this just happened more and more and more with more people. And I just made the decision, and it turned out, Terry, to be really easy, surprisingly. After all of that time and effort I put in and poured into that business, the fitness business, it was so simple because I was so much happier moving forward. Yeah. I love fitness. There's nothing wrong with it. Just as a business, I like automation far better.
And the beauty of automation is once you automate, it's wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yes.
Wash, rinse, repeat. And it's easy. And it reduces stress.
Oh my.
So tell me how automating everything has reduced stress for you.
So as you mentioned, I do a live show myself, and you're going to be on it soon. And there is no way that I could do that show without a large amount of automation that I have running. The thing with me is I'm all about absolute high quality, everything. Everything must be perfect quality or my name won't go on it. I shouldn't say perfect because no one can reach perfection. But
Right.
I've heard so many people say, Brian, you just do it the simple way. You can get more done quicker. And they're right. But for me, that would not align with my values. I need to have it a high quality show. And the thing is, it takes longer to achieve
It does.
what you're looking for the goal. But once you get to that point and you start feeling momentum, then it snowballs in a great way and people start flocking. And it's starting to happen right now. I've got a major contract in tow, just ready to be signed. And things are really opening up now. And this takes time. I want everyone to realize this takes time to put together the automations, to test them, to make sure they're running. I refine them every single week and continue to tweak them and improve them so that my processes are easier for me and that they're better for the recipient. Like you will be receiving more automations as your show draws near. And that's just to alleviate time for me and for you. It also saves you time. It saves us both time, which is awesome. So it's
And
efficiency.
absolutely. I can honestly say if it wasn't for automation of doing the podcast, I would be ripping my hair out.
Yes.
It's like, and you can't do it all. You really do have to have people in the back end that can help you with certain things. Do you agree with that?
100%. I also have a team, and combined with automation and human beings, now you can make it work. And I found a resource that you don't have to. You can get help for less than what it would cost you right now to hire a virtual assistant overseas. And you can get them in your own local time zone, less than what you would pay for that. And I've been doing that for over a year. And so I currently have a team of 4. I will have 5 by Monday. And it's been amazing. It's just been a godsend.
It really is amazing when you have that kind of team. And I know of what you speak because I recently added another. I have 2 on my team, and we'll be adding a 3rd very shortly. To be able to delegate, because I truly believe, especially with what I teach, I get at Intuitive Leadership, I get into the practical, tactical, and logical, but as well as what I teach leaders to do is integrate the intuitive with the spiritual, with the emotional, and the energetic. And when you bring human beings in, you're doing that. You're bringing humans in who love to do those things that you don't like to do. So you can focus on what you do best. And when you are doing what you do best, that's where the magic begins to happen. Does it not?
Absolutely, yeah. A term that was given to me by another dear friend who was one of those telling me that, Brian, you're in the wrong field, is that it wasn't my core competency. Fitness wasn't. And automation was. It was one of my competencies, but not core. And so totally agree with what you're saying there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And A plus B plus C equals D. Sometimes a little F or G, depending on where we're going. But when you automate, you got to take a little detour up here, a little detour down there, depending on the situation. But you have a roadmap. It's a GPS. I don't know about you, but I just automatically get in the car, bam, bing, bang, boom, boom. There's the GPS. That's my automation. Get me to where I need to go. Am I going to plan out the GPS? Am I going to plan out everything? What's my role? I stick in the coordinates. Satellite, do your job. Get me to where I need to be.
There you go. Great analogy. Great. Yes.
So when we work with the GPSs, which is the automation in our world, we can get to our destination a lot faster.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you equate? I do really want to, because I believe that everything that we have learned in our past contributes to what it is we're doing right now. And I do believe that your work as a fitness trainer has contributed to what it is you're doing now. And I know that one of them is mindset. So tell me about mindset in regards to automation and getting people to reach their destination, to achieve their goals.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a big one. There's so many things that mindset is the cornerstone. It's the foundation of where you are today. No matter who you are, where you are today is 100% on you. It's because of your mind. It's not because of any external force. There's no one else that is causing you to be where you are today. You have choice. And when you're able to use something like NLP, which is known as the science of success, to essentially rewire your brain for better. And the cool thing is you are the one doing the rewiring. You just follow easy instructions, and each process takes on average like 7 minutes. It's really quick. And once you've done that and you overcome limiting beliefs, those are big. One limiting belief would be, I'm not technical. I can't even think about going into automation. Well, you don't need to if you have the help that can get you to do that. Just like Terry, you were just saying, once you have help that does the things that either you don't want to do, or maybe you don't have the skill set in that area to do it. And so this is great for opening your mind and telling you that, you can get help. So maybe it's true that you cannot do it right now, but you can do it as an extended version of yourself by bringing in help. And then with fitness, it's just getting over that hurdle. How many times do we get up and start getting ready to go to the gym and say, I'm feeling a little tired. I don't want to go right now. I don't want to work out. It's just too much. If you rewire the brain to say, and to realize the end goal, instead of looking at what's happening today, what about 1 month from now, how you're going to feel better? You're going to look fantastic. But the best part is feeling better, because when you feel better, you operate at a higher level of performance. Then your business will then increase right alongside of it. It's all a beautiful, just intertwined mesh of related things. That mindset is the core to everything we do as human beings, in my personal opinion.
Well, I'm listening to you and I'm internally laughing. I didn't want to laugh out loud because fitness-wise, I'm on a mission. I've got a wedding coming up in a few months, and now daughter number 2 just got married. For crying out loud, I want to look fantastic for these weddings. So I started on a new fitness regimen. You should see me trying to walk to this chair. However, what I did to automate it all, and this is automation, it can be that simple. I went on the website of the gym that I go to. I looked at their schedule, and I chose specific times and specific classes, and I put it in my phone. Yep. So it is automated. It is in my phone. I get 3 reminders a day. I had better be there. I'm not going to miss it. And that's a simple example of automation and mindset to get you to where you want to be. Now, is the wedding the only reason why I'm getting fit? No. I'm turning 65 this year. I want to be the best that I can possibly be at 65 and be an example of that on stage for the people who are in the audience. So when you automate those kinds of things, such as your physical fitness, to get your mindset where you need to go, your goals organically occur. Yes? No?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's about discipline. It's about setting habits going forward. It's about making it a priority. That's another reason people fall flat when it comes to fitness. They don't make it big enough a priority in their life.
That's huge. That is huge.
And so treat it like I'm sure you're doing now, Terry. When you see an appointment on your phone, that's like an appointment with a very high-end client that if you miss it, you just lost a massive deal. And if you don't treat it with that level of importance, then the odds of you actually meeting with that appointment, i.e. going to the gym and crushing it in the gym and working out, then the odds are you're not going to do that. So prioritization is key. And that's another mindset type approach that you can use NLP to make it that.
Yeah. And I'm going to add another layer to that is when you put that appointment in your calendar, because I'm all about teaching stress management and resilience. I'm a business and resilience accelerator. So I am all about becoming healthy from the inside out in terms of honoring yourself first. Putting those exercise dates in that phone, I had the mindset of what you were talking about. I'm the VIP. So when I'm healthy, I can then be there for my family and my clients and my business and for the employees that are working with me.
Absolutely. You basically are the example setter. You're setting the example for everyone to follow. I mean, I worked out, still do on a regular basis throughout my son's childhood, and he caught on, and he now works out more often than I do, and he's hooked in a great way. Yeah. So it's a phenomenal habit to form, and others just know this. Others are watching. They're noticing. Terry, when
Yeah.
you show up on stage next time and you're that slim, trim, beautiful thing that you're looking to be, they're going to go, wow, what is she doing? I want the Kool-Aid she's drinking. But they will follow you and they'll be impressed because everyone understands it's not a simple process for a lot of people to
Yes.
get to that ideal, what we're calling weight. And it's not about weight. It's about what you're feeling here as you're going through this journey to help you get there. But they're going to see that and want that, and
And
they
I
will be
love,
attracted to you.
you're absolutely right with that. And you are correct also, where NLP is concerned. I'm also a certified NLP practitioner, and as well as, involved in a lot of other holistic modalities to help people clear their inner garbage. And the thing with tools like NLP is when we use them and use them well and are taught by somebody who really knows what they're doing, those tools help to clear the self-sabotaging emotions and behaviors that are in our way. The key, though, is to own that, to own that we are self-sabotaging. And there are a lot of folks out there who do not want to look in the mirror and do not want to see that there are cracks in the mirror. So can you talk a little bit about that, Brian?
Absolutely. The first step, you hit the nail on the head. It's awareness, being aware that it is happening. And once you are aware and you recognize that you are self-sabotaging or you're not doing the things that are serving you best, the next step, once you become aware of it, is to take care of it. Now you just, apply the tools that you've learned or that a practitioner can apply with you and take the next step. So it's kind of like, it's a similar thing. If you go to learn something, you open a book and you read it, and then you just put it away. Well, did it serve you very well? Not as well as if you then took action and executed on the steps you learned. So learn and then do, and then take it even a step further and then teach. So learn, do, teach. And it's no different with this. It's, be aware, recognize that you're doing things that are not in your best interest or your family's. Take it out of yourself. Say, what are you doing that's impacting your family? If you're not around for an extra 10 years, what impact does that have on them? They're going to obviously be sad, but there are other things that go with it. So many emotional things. If you take it out of yourself and look at how you're impacting others, you're more apt to actually take action. It's an amazing thing. We will do more for others than we will do for ourselves. It's just a human trait. Yep,
that's exactly right. And I often talk about the folk story of the old woman in the shoe. We're the last ones to take care of ourselves, but we have to be the first ones. Another example is when you're on an airplane and the flight attendant tells you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you help the people next to you. You have to take care of yourself first. It's not selfish to do that. Extreme self-care is not a narcissistic value. It is a heart-centered, God-given gift that we deserve to be the best that we can possibly be. So, Brian, you talked already about we talked about mindset. We really just touched on the automation. Can you give an example of how you help someone with automation?
Yeah, I mean, just so a lot of people are doing podcasts, a lot of people are doing live shows. That's one great example where I've put together a comprehensive from A to Z program where you can have it all ready to go, where you've gone through it already, Terry, part of it. I've gone through yours as well, where you can have a form where they fill out. And in that form, you ask certain questions, and that form the results get emailed to you, the person running the show, and you can vet them right then and there and decide yes or no. And you can just plug in one value into their contact information, and we'll take one of two branches. You're approved, and you're going to go down this leg, or you're disapproved, and we're done. I'm sorry. And here's the email that says sorry. And then if they're approved, they go down to the next step and say, okay, now go schedule your show. Well, that jumps them into another tool. So I use a lot of disparate tools, different tools, and glue them all together with different types of automations and integrations. And it just takes them through. And it's what I put together is very complex. And the good news is I'm going to give all of these automations to everyone who comes on board with the product I'm coming up with, which isn't complete at the time we're talking. It's called Carpet Bomb Marketing. It's going to revolutionize how people do live shows and enable them to do so without a massive team at the beginning. I still recommend you get a team.
Lovely. That sounds great.
Yeah, I recommend you still get a team. And that's actually the training for that is also in Carpet Bomb Marketing. It includes everything, automation, scaling, how to manage your team. I've learned over a year plus and continue to refine, as I always say, all the different ways of approaching. And, you know, we have weekly meetings, and I have a strategy behind that. I have a strategy behind onboarding new team members. I have a strategy on all of it. And it's all going to be included in this amazing info product. I'm really excited to get it done.
Sounds delicious.
I've been working on it
I'm
almost
looking
a
forward to seeing
year,
it.
every single week, almost a year. It's coming
Wow.
close because of the quality. I'm putting in a ton of quality. I can't wait to avail it to people that, you know, I hope their lives be simpler, to let them be more productive, so that you, Terry, someone like you could come on and just be the talent and not worry about all of the other things going on, the emails, the schedule reminders, everything that's going on.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's funny because you were not funny. That's the wrong word. It's interesting when you were talking about the forms. I have two forms. I have a form on my website for people to fill out. So those of you who would like to be on the show, please fill it out, because and these are for people I do not know, because that's where they get vetted. And then I have a second form with a different link that I send to people I do know and I want on the show, because there are certain questions that are different. And if I don't need to vet you, why am I going to be asking those questions? So what are your thoughts about that?
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I do some things based on the answers to their questions. They don't know that it's happening behind the scenes, but it takes them to one thank you page. What I call a thank you page is like, this is the result, this is your next step, versus another. And I'm so booked now, and I want to bring in always higher value, higher successful entrepreneurs such as yourself, and keep raising that bar, that I have several questions in there that are strategic. And if those by themselves show me that they're not really that successful yet, they're maybe partially successful, and I don't mean to demean anybody, but then I put them in a different funnel, and they will be charged to appear on my show. Others will not.
Got it.
So use that to help filter and continue to raise the bar. It's just supply and demand right now. I'm booked all the way through. I'm 6 months booked out from now, and so I'm opening up another date. It's getting pretty fun.
Congratulations. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Well, Brian, we're coming to the end of the show, and I would love people to be able to find you. Can you share with us where they can find you and where they can get tuned in to the new products and programs that you're going to be delivering?
Yeah, the best starting point is to go to themindbodybusinessshow.com. It's a long one, themindbodybusinessshow.com, and just register at the bottom. And we're not selling anything. All you do is you get reminders of upcoming live shows. We do it every week. That's a great way to start. Facebook is another great way to connect with me directly. And my username is Brian Carl Kelly, with a C, the Carl part, Brian Carl Kelly. And you'll see a picture of me. You'll know it's me. There's a lot of Brian Kellys out there. Those are the two best ways. And we'll just take it from there. Just say, if you reach out and say hi, I love to interact.
Okay.
I'm also getting more and more heavy on LinkedIn, because that's another powerful tool.
Yes, it is.
So definitely use all the platforms you can to market yourself, as Terry is doing. And that's one way to really get great exposure for you. And that's all what I'm about, is automating all of those processes.
Well, thank you so much, Brian, for coming on the show and helping my listeners to awaken the possibilities. I'm your show host, Terry Wildemann. And to learn more about what we do, please go to intuitiveleadership.com. And there you will see our programs, our coaching programs, as well as our current podcast, past podcasts, and all of our services. I wish you the absolute best, and we look forward to seeing you next time. To your success.